Welcome, everybody. This is a cold opening. Normally, we would play something for the newsroom, but right now we're going to go straight to our crowdfunding and announce the winner for the Kickstarter to back this week. And the Kickstarter to back this week, with no further ado, is XCT. XCT is going to be the one that you guys want to back this week, and we're going to give it to you live right now. Give me 1 second. And here we go. We're going to play this. We have a guest to introduce to you guys who's going to be playing the judge. But for now, check out XCT.
Join Spartacus in his most epic adventure yet, traveling through an interdimensional portal. The paragon of the Extreme Champion Tournament collides with the Infinity Multiverse in a limited series where you get to vote and influence the story.
G'day guys, Sean Cannon here, creator of the Extreme Champion Tournament. We are here on Kickstarter again to fund XCT Infinity, the industry's first ever Australian crossover between the acclaimed comic series XCT and video game multiverse Infinity Wars.
Hi, I'm Alfie Coyle, founder and creative director of Lightning Studios. The Infinity Multiverse is one with a rich history, experienced in video game form through Infinity Wars and Infinity Heroes by almost 1 million players over the last 8 years, and has
Sorry about that.
some truly amazing and unique characters and factions. Death Witch cults, Zen monks, bloodthirsty knights on motorcycles, cyborg zombies, even genocidal tech angels. It's a place where truly anything could happen. When the idea of Spartacus being pulled from his universe into a wormhole and thrown into these new worlds became plausible, as either an actuality or perhaps just a really wild dream of his after a drunken night, we knew it was just something we just needed to create.
So what can you get as rewards? Well, this is a crossover with a video game company. So we have everything from your standard digital and physical versions of the comic to the video game Infinity Heroes, the Hero Unlock deck packs. To top it all off, we've even got a Become Your Hero or villain in the comic and game itself. I know, cool, right? So what are you waiting for? Back now. Thanks for taking the time to check out this video and our amazing new series, XCT Infinity. Now, we hope that if you pledge and your support, that's greatly appreciated. But if you can share this around on social media, tell your friends, scream it from the rooftop, that will go a long way in us reaching our goal. Till next time, this is Sean Keenan.
Welcome to the Comics News Wire, where we get our news from the comics newsroom found at comicbookadvocates.com. This show is anchored by Mr. Anderson, who is the unboxable, advocating creator known as the Indie Comics Devil, who will tempt you with his devilish tales of fetish, monsters, and more. Join him and his co-anchors as they give you the comics news coming off the wire. This show is brought to you in association with ComicBookAdvocates.com is the global digital Comic-Con, but it's more than that, and you can be more too. Be more than just a fan. Become an advocate for comics like ComicBookAdvocates.com is for their creators, for their crowdfunding, for the very books they're creating, because we love
At Geek Insider, we foster relationships with those in the geek sphere so we can give our audience the insider view of entertainment, tech, and more.
Never underestimate the power of a single dollar. Just one single dollar can help make dreams come true. Every dollar is a declaration of support and belief. It helps the creators and the teams behind the book. Just $1 helps create new worlds. Welcome to Backer Pause. What is Backer Pause? Well, it's when we get judges who are creators to sit down and watch crowdfunding videos that we are proudly advocating for on comicbookadvocates.com. And they hit pause when they lose interest in the videos that we are watching and experience backer pause. This is a fun way to teach creators about attention spans of the viewers and what works and does not work for their videos. Want to be a judge? Are you ready to play? Welcome to Backer Pause. And I'm proud to introduce our judge for today's panel. Introduce yourself, Judge.
Hi, I'm James Shook. I'm host of Webcomics Reviews and Interviews. I'm basically actually do a lot of reviews, so this should actually be sort of interesting.
And do you accept the duties of Backer Pause judgedom?
Sure.
All right. We're going to get right into it. Okay. You could just say pause or raise your hand. I'm here. I am the announcer dude today. No need for my image to be seen or my face to be seen today. Today's my easy day. I get to be in a tank top. Shh, don't tell anyone. I'm not wearing pants right now. All right. So these are all the things that are on Kickstarter. Comics Newswire brings you from Twitter the great gift for kids from John the Animator. And this is great because right now it is both on Indiegogo and it's on Kickstarter. Both links are here, both ways for you to back it. Check it out now. Up here is where the actual Indiegogo is, and down here is where the Kickstarter is. Are you ready to see John the Animator?
Go for it.
What is up, everyone? I am Chris Knight, and you are watching The Real Review 3000 here with another episode of The Gospel According to Chris. And we have with us yet again John Celestri, the legend of Filmation.
After I got Rough Sketch, and I was reading through it, I rented Dragon's Lair for the Switch. The animation is still beautiful. I remember playing it when I was a kid in the arcade.
And speaking of that, I just wanted to say I want to thank you for this. This is in the whole package here. I have not yet really taken it out. I moved this up front. I haven't taken it out yet because I don't have a safe place for it really. Okay. But this is the hand-drawn Boba Fett that you made for me, and I really appreciate this. This is like a cherished possession now.
Yes.
You've got other projects going on. And we're bringing you on here to talk about that. So why don't you give us a brief rundown of what you're working on now?
Well, what I'm doing is I'm doing a line of comics for myself that with my characters. And I'm, you say, okay, well, what's different about what you're doing or what I'm doing? Well, I'm aiming at a much younger audience than right now is the threshold or the beginning opening stages for readership in comic books today. Today, you're pretty much 13, 14, 15 years old. So I'm going for the seedlings. And so I go with from 4 years old to about 12. And that's what my range, that's an age range. And that's very specific because from 4 to 7, that's one range of child. When you're developing and what you consider to be fun is very different when you threshold.
All right, we love John here. We just took 6 minutes because of the fact there's so many other Kickstarters, but I do like giving him at least to that 234 where he talks about the importance of kids doing. What were your overall thoughts?
In all honesty, I'm not really sure. I think they needed less of the framing sequence as far as the interview itself goes. I would like to see it go a lot less. A lot of the blue animation type of stuff where he goes into the dragon and all that.
Yeah.
Sorry, I know the video game. I played it. I'm just the name is sort of going past me from it. But the basic gist is it should have gone straight to him, not have to basically go through all the stuff to who he is. It just felt that was like just too much stuff.
I think they were going for name recognition, but it's also something I've told him in the future when he makes another video. Go straight for the campaign and then tell people who you are. Because once you fall in love with the campaign, you're the bonus.
For that matter, you can tell who he is just if you get, instead of like that. I think it was like, what, about a minute or so they spent on telling who he was?
Yeah.
You could have done it in like about 5 seconds. Just basically show a quick couple of pictures of the game, some of the Boba Fett, and hey, you're good to go. That would have taken like maybe 5-10 seconds. And then you start having a lot of fun describing what the characters are and all that.
Absolutely. Well, this one you might like. This is from creator Jonathan Hendrick. This is Freak Show. Are you a horror fan?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so you're going to dig this. This is a pretty good.
Hi everyone, my name is Jonathan Hedrick. I'm the writer and creator of Freak Show Night, which is a 24-page, full-color, one-shot zombie comic book. This is a story about a man who is an ex-convict now living outside of prison during the zombie apocalypse. Every day he wakes up and does the same thing, much like when he was in prison, but now instead of fighting against the living, he's fighting against the undead. Then one day, something new crosses his path that gives him hope, purpose to live, and even a chance to redeem himself for all of his prior mistakes in life. I'm really excited to bring this project to all of you on Kickstarter. I have an amazing artist named Stefano Cardoselli, who's an Italian contemporary artist. He's done great things at Heavy Metal Magazine, Scout, Caliber Comics, just to name a few. Also, the letterer, Christian Dokolomansky, is from Chile. He's working with me right now on the recount over at Scout Comic Books. And he also has a fantastic resume. And then my editor, Chuck Pinot, has done great things in the indie comic books community. So I'm hoping all of you are excited as much as I am about this project. Please take a look at the campaign page. Look at all the different rewards we're offering. Hopefully you'll find something that suits you and you'll be willing to pledge for. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me here, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Let me know what you think. And thanks again for all your support.
We're just going to mute that and let the image roll. So what'd you think? Remember, you can hit pause on these videos anytime you want.
Yeah, it's sort like you said, you expect to see me get a rhythm down. This was actually looks pretty good. I mean, not only did he basically get straight to who he was and have a little bit of fun and point out who all of his people were. And notice how he did it this time. He basically actually showed who the people were and what they've done. But what was really cool is I actually liked this story right off the bat because it starts off with basically being a zombie I Am Legend type of thing where it's basically you got this guy all by his lonesome trying to basically just fighting zombies just to be fighting zombies. And then it hits you with a nice little twist that there's actually going to be doing something. So basically, it actually looks like it's going to be a pretty good comic, especially the way it was presented.
Absolutely, and it definitely looks like something that's quality that you should put as part of your list. So this is House of Bob, and this is an interesting Kickstarter, and it's actually the first time I think we're on the show finally, on our regular show. So check out House of Bob. And I'm just going to mute it so you can talk over it since we have so many Kickstarters. And if you want to give your opinions on this.
I think it's a little too much on the special effects they're going. The breakdowns between scene to scene.
Yeah, I mean, it's an art book, and I just think that they were Daphne was just trying to give it some flair. Because art books usually get like a treatment like this, but it's definitely one of those things where it can be a little distracting.
Also, there's the focusing too much on the heads. I mean, if basically you're trying to do the hottest furry art, and all you're doing is basically showing me heads.
I think they're trying to stay away from trouble with that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like even though it's just animals, they could still get reported. It's ridiculous. It's actually.
Oh, I'll bet.
It's quite funny, in fact. You know what? And we've talked to Daphne on the show. We love Daphne. We were talking about the fact that some people just will lose their mind about this type of book, but then go watch Star Trek and have no problem with the same type of people walking around. Now,
that said, backing up by half a step, even though I don't like the after effect between the site to site and how close everything is, it still looks like it's got some pretty good art. And if it is, like you said, just an art book where it looks they're just doing pages of art, right?
Yep.
Then yeah, this is actually pretty good. That's actually looks like it's pretty good sell. I mean, the art's nice and crisp. The characters actually have a little bit of character to them, as opposed to just simply being totally flat. And there's a little bit of fun to it. So it definitely looks like it'd be an interesting project.
Yeah, look, I'm all for this. It's interesting. It's unique. I'm about that. So you're the judge. You get to decide. Keanu Reeves has made $1 million on Kickstarter. Do you want to watch his video today?
Let's go for it. We've had a lot of controversy over it, so.
Right. Well, then, Keanu, it's your time to go berserk.
Comics are awesome.
Oh, I think our volume's down. Hold on.
Berserker's got everything that you want from a comic book. It's got great drawings, colors, great story. It's got action, has a little romance, and it's about something. And I was like, well, I used to collect and I love comic books. And they were like, so did you ever want to make a comic book? And I was like, yeah, this idea of a kind of Viking, someone in a altered state, someone in a higher, heightened state, just out of control. Someone out of control and being compelled or driven to this thing and time like this. Kind of hiding in violence. This kind of character trapped who, in a way, has to, with this curse that it's compelled to violence, he understands the cost of it. He finds life precious even after all this time. And I feel with Berserker, we have some masters doing the drawings, masters doing the color, master working with me in the writing. And the story that we have to tell, I think, is a lot of fun. So check it out. If you do, I hope you enjoy it. Berserker, Boom Studios.
Now, before we get Judge to weigh in, I should just announce that this was covered on the news yesterday, and since this is part of the news, we want you to know the project is now officially announced a 4-month delay on all release dates, just as an FYI. Go ahead, man.
I am so plus minus on this one. It's hard. It looks like there's some great artwork, and it's got some really great stuff going, but it's just almost like an Image comic on steroids type of situation where you've got pretty much everything going for it. I mean, in all honesty, I think if it wasn't for Keanu Reeves, this wouldn't be doing as well as it is. So
yeah, I don't think anyone would doubt what you just said. I think a lot of people feel that way, that it is him who has driven a lot of these sales.
I mean, like I said, the artwork looks absolutely incredible. It's got everything you want in the art. It's just, it's sort of like you take every possible type of warrior type cliche you've ever seen in your entire life and threw them in the blender just to see what would happen. And normally I've got no problem with that if they're basically extended over a couple of different characters. But, you've got a Viking, he's got a curse, he's immortal, and he's working for the government. And it's just a little too much.
Yeah, I mean, there have been definite comments made about this, so we're going to move on. If it's your cup of tea, have it, but this is awesome. Can't wait to talk more about this. Only Death Can Save Us. And this is by someone from across the pond. who does an amazing job, worked on Ben 10, Doctor Who. So I'm eager to see your opinion on Only Death Can Save Us.
Only Death Can Save Us is a Bronze Age inspired cosmic fantasy run, bringing together action and pathos as the ancient elemental known as Death leaps from his ethereal retirement to help a young soul protect her loved ones. A world in existence itself.
What do you think?
The problem with this is I know a little too much more background of the actual comic. Remember, I was actually there when the guy was actually describing the comic. Right. The two basic problems I've got are, first off, there's that extra deep voice where you go extra bass with the voice at the beginning. Sometimes that's definitely a little on the off-putting side.
Hey, watch it. I have a deep voice.
We're not talking like deep like here. We're talking like when they digitally enhance it. So like it's like from regular to like yes, I'm here type of thing.
No, yeah, I got you. I know exactly what you mean.
Also, I would have liked to see a little bit more about the story, because the story that we actually were presented with when he was on the show was an absolutely incredible and enthralling story, and I would have liked to see a little bit more of that presented here. Good grief! I feel like I'm a judge on Chopped.
Well, let me ask you a question. Would this have been enough for you to look further into the? Because he does have other videos. We should point that out. On his Indiegogo, he has more videos, more information. He took, and we talked to him about this. He said his approach was to get people interested in it. Was this enough to get you interested in it? Do you think, if you didn't know him, if you hadn't been on the show, would this have just been enough to get you to look further?
Oh, definitely. I was best to actually go into that. There's a lot of really great art. This is like almost like an 80s thing going for it. It's absolutely just sort of fun to watch. And because that just because the art alone, there's definitely going to be a lot of interest in this comic. All
right. And our friend John Day
Arroz.
Thank you. Support great indie comics. Flying Sparks is the kind of stuff that made me fall in love with early Marvel comics, CBR. If you're real superhero characters and real stories, you'll love this book. So let's take a revealing look at Flying Sparks. See what I did there? See what I did?
Yeah.
What's up, everybody? John Delarose here. I'm the creator of Flying Sparks. And what you're looking at right now is the image for the first issue of our superheroine looking off into the sunset, sunrise, and just reflecting on her heroism. I'm very excited to bring this book to you, and I can't believe we're already at volume 4 of Flying Sparks. If you're a new reader, fear not. There's wonderful packages in there so that you can catch up, and you can actually do so at a discount, or you can just grab the first volume, see if you like the series, and move on from there. We have a wonderful world that we've developed here. The concept is that Chloe, or Metagirl here, is dating a supervillain under her secret identity and doesn't know it. Actually, he doesn't know that he's dating a superhero, and so they try to manipulate their lives and run around until eventually they can't hide their secrets any longer. So Flying Sparks is awesome stuff. If you love 80s fair comic books, stuff that Marvel used to make, where heroes used to be heroes, villains used to be villains, this is the book for you. Check it out. The Kickstarter is live now, and we are so excited to have you on board and so excited to have you as readers. Thank you so much, everybody. Back the book today.
All right, my friend, what are your thoughts?
This is actually one of the only major problem I've got with this is a lot of people have got to get better into the show don't tell. You know, all we see throughout the entire thing is just basically the cover of the comic, and that's it. It would have been great to see some of the interior art, because we all recognize that the interior art is definitely different than the cover. Plus, it would have been interesting to see these characters being introduced as he was describing them. But for all that, you've got what appears to be a really great story, some really fun stuff happening going on with it. You've got basically the old 70s sex comedy thing going around, like Three's Company, we've got a lot of weirdness going around and people misunderstandings and all that forming the basis of the story, and that alone, I think, would sell it. But it's definitely going to be an interesting story. I mean, like I said, I would have liked seeing a little bit more of the interior art, but for all that, definitely looks like something that'd be interesting as a read.
All right. Well, what happened to Cybergirl Alito? Well, we're going to find out a little more about it with this video right now. Now, this is one of those videos that we can talk over.
Right.
Because if I remember correctly, all it is music.
No.
And no,
what kind of music's being played, just out of curiosity?
Like techno? Can you hear?
Yeah. So.
See, I think they're coming soon. That's an issue. You're already here on Kickstarter.
Yeah. A lot of people are trying to basically brighten it up, so the coming soon sort of makes a certain degree of sense.
Yeah, because it's on crowdfunding and they're building it. So I get, yeah, it works both ways, I guess.
So, but I like the little bit of animation there on the beginning of it, and the 3D art's not totally off-putting, especially considering it looks like they had a little bit of fun with, not a whole lot of fun with it. They could have had a little bit more fun, but it's. Erg. Looks like what they're trying to do is basically go after sort of a reboot field. You remember the cartoon, the CGI cartoon from the way back, in the early '90s, I guess it was.
Yeah, and there are a bunch of them that did this kind of style, actually.
It's just a Big Bang Theory is always a plus minus for me. But it's nice to see they actually got on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously I'm not a big fan of Big Bang Theory. But for all that, I mean, the only major problem I've got is the artwork itself. It just looks like they were just having it's a lot of really basic, simple models, and not a whole lot of stuff was done with the backgrounds a lot of the time. So I think is going to hit some people who are going to like it because of the retro feel to it, but it just came off a little bit on the flat side, ironically enough.
I mean, it can happen to the best of us. All right, so this is Bonsai Girl Spectacular 2-issue comic book set. We don't have a video to play for you. It is by Jinky Corando. I always say that wrong, and I apologize.
Coronado.
Thank you, Coronado. There we go. And also David Capitia. The last names kill me, guys. I'm so sorry.
MPD.
Thank you. That's why I really bring judges on here, just to say last names. But this is you guys should check it out. We just can't play the video for copyright reasons. We're going to be moving on though to Trump's 1 and 2. Trump's book 1 and Cat and Mouse 1 through 3.
For what it's worth, by the way, that little bit you shot me was sort of interesting. I just wish, the video would have been interesting.
It is an interesting video. I just can't play it due to copyright.
Right.
They used a copyrighted song, and unfortunately, I can't afford the strike on the channel. So,
right.
We're going to tag in Roland Mann to set us straight about what Silverline Stubble Feature is all about. Oh, there we go.
Hi, I'm Roland Mann, and I run Silverline Comics, the genre-spanning independent comic and graphic novel publisher. And I'm here to tell you about our latest crowdfunder. It's another double feature or twofer. That means we've got 2 cool stories in 1 cool campaign. Come on, let me tell you about them.
The first one up is Trumps. Trumps is a science fiction story with a little superheroics tossed in for good measure. 4 kingdoms inhabit the world of Trumps: clubs, diamonds, spades, and hearts. Seasons in this world are measured in hands, and each new hand comes with a selection of a new kingdom of power, or trumps. For now, clubs are trumps, and they are waging war against the diamonds, the only other kingdom seemingly with any power. The hearts and spades seem to be sitting this one out, but are they really? Which kingdom will hold the seat of power and become the new trumps? Trumps is written by Roland Mann, the writer of such comics as Cat and Mouse, Miss Fury, Cray, Battletech, and others. The first half is penciled by Anthony Pereira, and the second half is penciled by Thomas Hedgeland, a rookie to comics who studied at the Kubert School. Thomas is going to be making waves in the industry in the future. You just watch. It's inked by longtime industry veteran Thomas Flormonti. Thomas is inked for a wide variety of companies, including Marvel, DC, and Malibu. Sid Vinblue is providing the colors. Sid is from Chile and is a recent Kubert School graduate. She's really knocked it out of the park with the colors. You're really going to like this. It's 48 pages, and it's done. The second one is Cat and Mouse. Cat and Mouse gives us a third installment of our 4-issue miniseries. And now that Brett has located Bobby, the runaway kid sister of his ex-fiancée, he's got to convince her to leave with him and return home. But Bobby is not anxious to return to an abusive foster father and refuses to go home, electing instead to stay with Widowmaker. But in this issue, she learns some of Widowmaker's dark secrets about human trafficking. Cat and Mouse is also written by Roland Mann. Alex Gallimore, a recent Kubert School graduate, is the penciler. Alex is doing a bang-up job. You're going to love it. Alex is inked by industry veteran Barb Kalberg. Barb has worked for just about every comic company you can think of, including Marvel and DC. Barb is also the creator of the Silverline title, Divinity. Kevin Gallagher returns as our Colonel of Color and lays down some nice shades. Kevin has extensive Hollywood experience and brings that to Cat and Mouse. Cat and Mouse is 22 pages and is completely finished.
Don't those sound cool? Yeah, I think so too. The other cool news is that both of these projects are mostly complete. Cat and Mouse has just a few pages left to letter, and Trump's has just a few pages left to color. But they'll probably be finished by the time you finish watching this video. But this is where we need you. We need you to help us get the funds to print them and ship them to you. But even if you can't back it, you can share it. That's still incredibly helpful to us, so we appreciate that. And if you're unfamiliar with Silverline crowdfunders, just ask around. We funded and shipped 7 crowdfunders before this one. All of them shipped on time. That's pretty important these days. But this is our 8th one, and we intend to do exactly the same. Well, thank you for your time, and remember, make mine Silverline.
I like that. Make mine Silverline. Now that's a great tagline. Got to give credit to Roland Mann and his crew.
Yeah, if he going back to a previous video, but if John had done everything that he'd done with the high energy, showing everything he was doing and all that, this is actually a pretty good video.
And John has great energy. He's been an amazing guest on many of our shows. So I think it's just getting used to the curve. He's only getting used to crowdfunding now. And a lot of times they don't know about shows like these, and they don't know how. Well, I guess the standard is we do have a video at the bottom of this page for crowdfunding from Camilla Zhang, who actually educated me on some things about the videos I never knew. So definitely, I think Roland did an amazing job with this. And he used the screen behind him. That's a joke that Roland will get if he watches the video. All right, so this is All Winter Society, #2, the Golden Age comic. And this is going to be brought to us by Fish Lee, by the way, who's done some amazing work on the book. Oh, yeah. Sorry, I forgot. It's gray area. It's not what you think it is, but it is what you think it is, but it's not by the person you think it is type of copyright thing. It's like an Elton John song, if I'm not mistaken. But it's not by Elton John. When I did a Shazam, it came up as something else, but it's such a gray area. I'm just being careful.
All right. So basically, it looks like they took a lot of public domain heroes and had some fun with them.
Yeah. And I think they added a few new ones along the way.
It's sort of scary. I can actually recognize who some of these characters are. The guy in black, for example, Mr. Destroyer or something like that. Or Mr. Monster. So, basically, he's one guy who pops up every so often. So
I've seen him around. I think he's a popular public domain character that people like to play with.
Yeah, he's got a great look to him. Plus, he's great as a Saturday type, one of those Saturday late night type movie type hosts.
Yeah,
yeah. But yeah, other than that, you've got some really interesting stuff going on as far as what's being shown here. I also like how they're trying to basically convey motion and all, throw some cinematic stuff in there as well.
Yeah.
So
I just wish it didn't have music in the background. I wish it had been narrated.
yeah. But it definitely looks like definitely interesting.
Yep. All right. Well, we're going to move on because now they're advertising for other campaigns. And we're going to check out Johnny Phantasm. Now, there's a song here. He has the rights to the song. We do not. So he's already funded and gone beyond his campaign and added 30 days for an election top off and stretch goals. So
Right.
we're going to skip this and play someone who hasn't gone through the first cycle of 30 days. And that would be Martin Piero as he gives us Decisions, a Mirror Variation. So let's let Martin take it away and let us know what this great campaign is all about.
Hello, I'm Martin Piero, and welcome to the Kickstarter for Decisions, a Minor Variation. Decisions, a Minor Variation is a one-shot comic that features 2 supernatural slice-of-life tales with an edge. Each story deals with people facing the harsh realities of life. The first story, A Hero Train a Comin', finds a man ready to give up on his dreams and his very life. The second, My Brother's Keeper, deals with the tragic death of a young man as all fingers point to the bad influences of his friends. His brother soon discovers the truth. Both stories feature the ethereal guides from the previous Decisions one-shots, who take our characters on a journey that allows them to discover the truth of their situations. The stories featured in Decisions, a Minor Variation, are both written by me. My first time solo authoring a comic in years, it was a rewarding experience writing these deep, meaningful stories. The process was made even more enjoyable with the addition of the artistic talents of Fred San Oliveira and Michael Dorman, who truly understood the depth I was seeking in these tales and brought them to life masterfully. There are 3 covers currently for this issue. Cover A by Oscar Pinto, and then the variants by the book's artist, each one depicting a different aspect of the story within. As I launch this Kickstarter, most of the work is done on this issue. All that remains is about half of the coloring and the lettering. I'm looking for your support to help us finish this project and bring it to market. Now, if we do reach our funding goal ahead of the ending date of October 10th, we have some pretty incredible stretch goals planned. But let's not put the cart before the horse. No, we didn't stack this project with too many reward tiers, didn't want to get it too confusing, but I think you'll find plenty to choose from, including tiers that feature not only this Decisions one-shot, but also the one that came before it, Decisions, The Faces of the Stranger. One of the best values is the $38 tier that features all 3 covers plus the previous issue. That's 4 comics. Also, this tier will feature all of the stretch goal rewards should they become unlocked. I'm sure you'll find a reward tier that will appeal to your taste and budget. Now, creating this comic, it's been a personal journey for me, and I look forward to sharing the final product with you. Thank you, and as always, stay cosmic.
Some guy really tried to challenge his inner Rod Sterling on that.
What do you think?
Interesting. I think I'm sort of plus minus on the Rod Sterling voice because it's great for the beginning, but he kept going it too long. Also, this is actually the first video we've seen that's actually a seller video. The rest of them have been pretty much, this is my project, please fund me. This is actually, hey, try to, this is the best tier, go for it type deal. Almost like a little bit of a soft sell there. So that was sort of cool. But overall, the comic itself and the part that he was actually trying to advertise definitely looks interesting. It's definitely well presented here. So I think this is definitely going to be a fun comic and something that's going to be fun to watch in the future.
All right. And that's all you really can't ask for in the end of the day, right? Is a fun, entertaining comic.
Yep.
Speaking of fun, entertaining, our good friend JD gives us Oswald Chronicles.
Hello, everyone. This is JD Calderon, the writer and creator of the Oswald Chronicles, and I'm here today to tell you about my latest Indiegogo campaign. I'm offering you Fallen Gods, a 4-part limited series where we see Oswald battling a mad sorcerer who stole the power of a lost god and threatens 2 worlds with his newfound power. How will Oswald and his friends deal with this new threat? Find out in the Oswald Chronicles, Fallen Gods, issues 1 through 4. So please check out the various reward levels and pick out the one that best suits you. Thank you for your time. JD out.
Short, simple, and to the point. What'd you think?
That was actually definitely short and simple. I like that. Showed off the comic. It had a little bit of fun with it, and definitely, it's got just enough of a manga feel to be, it's actually pretty good. So overall, I think they did really well on what they were trying to do with the video. Erg. No, I'm just catching it. Once in a while, you have to understand, like I pointed out to a lot of other people, I'm a little bit on the hyperkinetic side, and part of that is occasionally the way my brain works is I get a whole selection of options to say, and sometimes I'll get lost in those options.
Oh, you see me. I stumble with words. You're in good company. My dyslexia makes it so I can't say things sometimes. Like, I just feel like the dumbest person in the world. I can't think of the word cat. I'm like, that thing that walks around and goes meow? Help me out. What do they call it? And people look at me like I'm screwing with them. I'm like, no, at this moment, I can't connect with the right word in my brain.
Oh, yeah. But the basic gist is that with the video, there was a lot of really great stuff in the video. It was short. It was sweet. It got in, got out, did what it had to do, and exactly how I'd like to see a lot more of the videos go. It's just,
Well, he's a pro.
So,
he knows what he's doing.
There's that part of me that wants to rip on him just because it's JD Calderon, and I know the guy. I've messed around with him a little bit, or talked to him through indirectly on Facebook a lot, so I'd like to tease him a little bit, but it's hard to tease him when he's done something like that.
Yeah. One person who doesn't know what's going on is Guano Guy. Guano Guy is always kind of screwing things up despite being a hero. Right now, I hear he thinks he's running for actual president because he has a campaign. Despite people telling him it's only a Kickstarter campaign, he now believes he's going to be in the next debate with the presidential election. So let's take a look at Guano Guy.
Boom! The Guano Guy is back with issue number 3. Oh, I'm Mark Dunn, and we're here with a 29-page full-color, comedy-filled, hilarity book. Been working all night getting the final touches together. Now, obviously, this is a really cool cover by Tony Farrell. A really fun cover by Ryan English. Colors coming. And we've got 5 different art teams. Very fun, very colorful styles. This book is for kids and adults. It's just lots of fun. If you've been here before, you know what we're doing. But if you haven't, if you like the Tick, Darkwing Duck, maybe the Venture Brothers, the old Batman TV show, this is the book. This is the thing for you. It's going to be tons of fun. Please help us out. We just love making books and bringing some lighthearted entertainment to the world. I'm Mark Darn, and thank you very much for checking us out.
All right. What did you think of my boy, Mark?
It looks like a really great concept for the comic. The only problem I've got is if you're going to be this animated, do a little bit more, throw a little bit more higher quality on the video, because it feels like
he's getting better. He's learning videos. You're going to see a new video this week, and you're going to wow, that really is up. Well, this man knows how to learn. He's a student of the game of comic book creating, just like Victor Dandridge is. Have you checked out The Trouble with Love?
Let's back up a sec. What I'm basically trying to say is that's the only major strike as far as the video goes. Other than that, he's basically said that my key here to guess my theme is if you show not tell, it's incredible. He's done exactly that. He's got the higher energy. He's definitely got that the spirit. He's got the higher energy spirit. I've got something really cool. You're gonna get up. You're gonna love this. I know you're gonna love this. This is why you're gonna love it. Oh, you got to see this. That kind of thing is definitely going to be worth making it interesting in and of itself, because at that point you're definitely interested in the comic. The fact that it actually has a little bit of comic or art to it, and they're having a little bit of fun with it in and of itself. Yeah, this is definitely good. Looks like it's going to be a great book.
All right, and it definitely is. I'm a fan. I actually have Guano Guy number 2. I can't wait for my 3rd issue. The hardest working man in comics, Victor Dandridge, gave us the Trouble with Love campaign that went live, and within 2 hours it had already gotten its goal and then some. By end of day one, it was 300% funded. Just a genuine dude. Check out the video.
Cool.
I don't know why it kicked me out, but it did. So we're going to try this one more time. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Victor Danvers, hardest working man in comics, coming to you live and direct from my studio in Columbus, Ohio. Right now, let's see. We're going to Kickstarter.com.
Okay, so then he launched it. It became a thing, and then he also won the project we love. There is no direct link to the campaign actual video because he doesn't have one, because with this kind of energy, you don't need it. I mean, this man is so genuine.
Oh, yeah.
First person gets an automatic upgrade.
I missed being the first one. I was at Sam's. I didn't plan right. I could have been day one, the first backer. I missed my opportunity. I was backer number 2. I will live with that shame the rest of my life. But you don't have to live with any shame. You can back this project today and get your copy of The Trouble with Love. We have one more one that we're going to play. That's going to be Drexel. And then you're going to get to pick how we end the show because we're running out of time. So we want to mention everything we have. And then you get to pick the last video we play. So the last one in normal rotation this week is Nathan Kelly's Drexel. And it seems to have music overlay. If someone comes on and talks, we'll oh, wait. Let me see. Nope, it's just music. So, guys, you can talk over it.
Okay. You know, I'd argue it's almost like the music sounds generic enough that almost I would debate it, but...
Well, just because we're running out of time, we're trying to make the quick in the pace now.
Okay.
So we can get another, maybe we can get another Kickstarter in or Indiegogo, depending on...
Okay, and real quick, then, this actually looks like it's going to be a really great comic. You've got that really great horror filth going for it. That I want to say goes all the way back to some of the EC stuff in the 50s, where you've got the high contrast between the light and the dark with an emphasis toward the dark. And so this looks like a great comic right off the bat.
Right? Like, man, I dig this. I've always liked what Nathan Kelly does. Bob Sally is part of this as well, so it's definitely a book you want to check out. This is Holt. I'll let you pick 2. You pick the next 2 things we play. We have, I think, just enough time for 2. I'll run through the list. You can watch Holt, which is the slogan is here it goes. Tactical sci-fi comic in black and white. It's Metal Gear meets Chris Nolan's Memento. You could watch Sword. Actually, I don't think you can watch that. Yeah, there is no actual video for this. So this is just a Kickstarter. So we're just going to announce it. Sword is just about the second issue. It doesn't give us much to read. You can check out the Amazonian. This is a 10th anniversary edition now available on Kickstarter. Super awesome. We can check that out if you'd like. Or we could check, well, we did XTT to start. This is our project to back this week. They
okay.
Honor. Gray Matter. Oh, man, I can't wait till we play this. We've had so many campaigns. We haven't gotten to get to them all. This is one I really want.
Okay, so let's go Gray Matter and Holt then.
Sci-fi tactical. You have, well, there's actually a few more you can pick from, but keep that in mind. Of course, we've already done John the Animator. This is just a Kickstarter version. There's also Elysian Fields, the Pyramid Gambit, the Abyssal Tournament of Champions begins. Team Hades meets Team Orius in this arena. And they actually but they donate part of the proceeds to a charity for, I believe it's wounded veterans. Definitely awesome that they do that. There's also the Talion, I guess, updated the world here, gave us news about the Spectrum being picked for Project We Love. So that's also something you can check out. Why did Kickstarter love the Spectrum? And Catch the Craze. That's right. A crazy new comic is here for you. This is from our friends over at Craze Comics. Interesting idea. It's a comic book loosely based on the misadventures of 2 podcasters and their attempt for greatness. Monty's got an art book. If you like Monty Michael Moore, you see why I said we didn't have enough time for all these. Yeah. We have Dino Thrashers, #1, which is back from the past to make evil extinct. And there's still more. Hybrid Sons of Gods, the Sons of Gods Trash Day graphic novel. So close to making goal. Everyone, please, please help my boy out, Luke Stone. Get a copy today. Seed Seekers is on Indiegogo looking for new warriors. And that's it. So what would you like to play?
Crazed, the one of the podcasters, and Holt.
And Holtz. All right, so we'll go up here to the crazy podcasters first, and then we'll make our way over. Oops, I think I missed the video. Where's the video? Maybe it's up top. Oh, it's up top. Just out of place for this one. Here we go. This is Catch the Craze.
This is a good beginning.
We need to find a way to grow Catch the Craze.
I know, man, but how? What are you doing here, Sam? This is crazy. Oh well, here goes nothing.
If you can hear me, please help us to be the best podcast in the universe. I thought you'd never ask.
In other news, reports of citizens appearing to be in a zombie-like state are coming in by the dozens. Authorities are investigating this strange phenomenon.
What have you done? Oh no!
We have to stop them. We have to catch the crazies.
So basically, we've got a Pokemon thing going on, is what it feels like.
The way it was described to me is that there's a demon that they released that makes people go insane for their show, and they become like fanboys to the next level, which is scary. And I'm sure you understand how scary that could be. Just imagine fanboys with demon powers. So that was how it was explained to me. Definitely an interesting book that you might want to add to your collection at home. And
I get straight up, this comes off as basically one of those ultra niche things that some people are going to come off and really love, and most people are going to be somewhat disinterested in. But it's just, I think it's just way too much of a flash video, is what it comes off, feels like.
All right. Yeah. If podcasters aren't your thing, maybe we can convince you to take a moment to check out this black and white feature. This is Holtz. And here it is. Scrolling. There we go.
Hello, everyone. My name is Cedric Blake. Thank you for checking out my campaign called Hope. It's a labor of love and a love letter to Metal Gear Solid, the game franchise. I love that game. I love the story, and I love the complexity of the characters. Back to Hope. It's not the typical story of terrible situations happening to a man. It's kind of the reverse. It's bad situations that are a reaction to this man's impact on the world he occupies. I don't really want to give it away. I don't want to, ruin any spoilers, because I want you to be excited when you read it for the first time. My plan for the book after issue 1 is complete, I want to go straight into producing the rest of the book. So the second thing that we plan is the entire graphic novel, kind of like a pizza model. When you want to sell somebody a slice of pizza, if they enjoy that slice of pizza, you don't want to sell them a second slice of pizza. You just want to sell them a whole pie. So that's the plan. For the $2,200, I'm looking to get funded. 9 to 10% of that goes to Kickstarter directly, and the rest of what I get, half of that is going to go straight into the production of the graphic novel, and the other half is for shipping costs and the print production copy. So other than that, I appreciate you again. Thank you for checking out my campaign. If you can't support it monetarily, then a share will suffice, and I really appreciate this. Have a good day.
Definitely looks like an interesting comic. I mean, Sorry, it doesn't help. I'm wondering if the Mike Vanola is the guy making it is, but definitely it looks like an interesting, a fun comic to read. Has some little bit of problems here and there, and I'd like to the audio needs to be a little bit cleared up. But other than that, this definitely looks like a fun comic.
All right, and you guys can check out all these by going to comicbookadvocates.com on the right corner of our main page, and I'll do the quick scroll up here, and you can see these are blown up because we're in a bigger fashion, so let me take it to where you'd normally see it. So you see it right here on the side. Just click this link. But before we go, we want our guest judge to have his time on the bench to tell you where you can follow this amazing judge. So tell them how they can follow you.
Webcomics Reviews and Interviews is available pretty much on any podcast station. We're definitely iTunes, Amazon, anywhere you find the podcast, Webcomics Reviews and Interviews is going to be there. And we're basically about writing, business, and anything you want to know about comics. We do reviews, we do interviews, and we have a lot of topic shows.
Let me ask you, if they want to get their book reviewed, can they do that? Can they
Definitely. Just email me. Available on Facebook for DMs, Twitter, and you can also email me at jamesj@hotmail.com.
All right, so we have actually just another few more minutes than I expected, actually, because I thought that video was longer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give some love to a random project, and I'm going to give it to, well, you know what? Luke is so close for his goal. Do you mind looking at hybrids?
Go for it. In fact, I was debating that one.
All right, so this is hybrids, and it's only a 30-second commercial, so it'll film nicely.
New from Terraform Comics, Hybrids, The Sons of Gods, Volume 1, Trash Day. When everyday people develop godlike abilities, it is up to a small band of heroes to expose an evil superhuman trafficking ring. This 128-page volume merges history with fiction in an exciting, fast-paced adventure. Get your copy now.
And that's basically exactly how you want a video to be. Short, sweet, definitely a call to action. You know, here's our product. It's definitely, we're going to have some of the better quality pictures and get this thing as quickly as you possibly can.
Yep, and remember, guys, the power of $1. You guys can spend $1 and make dreams come true. Never underestimate the power of a single dollar. Just one single dollar can help make dreams come true. Every dollar is a declaration of support and belief. It helps the creators and the teams behind the book. Just $1 helps create new worlds and keeps creators creating. And if you're going to be creating something on Kickstarter or Indiegogo, get Kickstarter for the Independent Creator, second edition, a practical and informative guide to crowdfunding by Madeline Holly-Rosing and Christy Shin. It is an amazing book that will help you navigate the ins and outs of crowdfunding. All right, I want to thank our judge today. He did a fantastic job. And I want to acknowledge he did not pause a single video. This is the first time ever on our pause show. He didn't pause anything. He sat through every video, showing the patience of a saint, gave some great feedback. So you guys definitely have to go out there and now subscribe to his channel and check out his podcast. You owe it to him, especially those of you guys who he didn't pause. This is a first time ever situation. We've never seen this before. And if you, by the way, want to get the JD book, here is the JD Oswald Chronicles link. Here is Mark Darden's link that you guys can take a picture on your screen now. Now's the time. You can find Roland Mann by going to this. Just click the link right now. And you can find John the Animator right here by clicking, not clicking, but taking a picture of it, or actually using your Google Chrome device or your Google Chrome app on your device to be transported to John the Animator. That's it, kids. We're out of here. We appreciate you being part of Backer Pause. Make sure that you join us tomorrow for any breaking news that might be happening. And check out the indie news and the mainstream market watch brought to you by Indie Bolt. That's it. We're out. See you all.